Hey guys, happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You all are doing amazingly well. Sending you all love, sending you all light. And I'm giving you thumbs up and telling you, great job. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, I'm super proud of you, even though I don't know all of you. But yeah, happy Father's Day to everyone. I'm sure, there's some dads who are going to tune in to watch us. So I had to do that first, give a shout out to the men, because as women, we have a lot of, Mother's Days. We have Mother's Day, we have Mothering Sunday. We have Women's Month, Women's Day. There's always something going on for the women. But with the men, it's just Father's Day. And, this one day is a really special day for them. And I am sending you all love, sending you light. And I'm telling you to keep doing what you're doing, keep going. To all the fathers who are present in their children's lives, keep doing what you're doing. All your efforts and labor would not go in vain. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Arike Weekly. We used to do this every week a couple of years ago, but life has been life in. We have everyone is so busy. I'm super busy, and I'm sure you all are extremely busy. But one of the reasons why I call this Arike Weekly is for me to also be able to show up every week. But even though I try to, sometimes I do YouTube shorts. So I'm here, dropping a few motivational videos back and forth. But it's not as easy as I would have, hoped it would be for me to show up every week. But please, 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 for those who have sent me emails saying that, they miss watching me here on YouTube, I apologize deeply. And I'm just here to tell you that I am going to try to be to be here as much as I can. But for those of you watching, I want to just be sure that I can see your comments. So please drop a comment, and I want to see if it's going to pop up here or if there's something that I need to click just to be sure that your comments are showing. But please leave a comment so that I can see your comments, just to be sure that this platform is working as it should. So please, if you can see me, if you can hear me, please drop a comment or drop an emoji, just for me to be sure that this conversation is going to be as interactive as I would have loved for it to be. So please, if you're one of the people watching, because I can see there are some people who are here. Okay, fantastic. I see my big sis Talk Bear. Thank you so much. I see your comment. So I know that the comments are working. Fantastic. For those of you who are watching, let me also know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep where you are, so that you can connect with people in your area if they are also here on the live stream. While we're waiting for my guests, today's Father's Day. If we have fathers who are watching us, just put a comment in the comment section and let me know what you got up to. And to the ladies who are watching, if you celebrated the special man in your life, drop a comment as well. Let's know what you got up to. And maybe we could also get some tips from you for next year, just in case there are some things that you all are doing that some of us need to know. Maybe we need to catch up and up our game. But yeah, while we're waiting for my guests, I also want to share this link to Instagram, because I have a couple of people who messaged me on Instagram and they actually thought that this was going to happen on Instagram. And, I told them, I said, no, for this one, we are coming to YouTube, because I am going to be speaking with a fellow YouTuber. And where else is there for us to have this conversation than YouTube? So, yes, okay, I see my guest is waiting in the lobby. And today's episode is the realities of relocation. So if you have friends and family who are abroad and you want to share this with them, please share the link, because A lot of us here, and I see a couple of people here who have joined us. They are also here in Canada, and I think that a lot of you already you already know the realities of living abroad. However, we would really, really appreciate, we would love for, moms, dads, prospective immigrants, people who want to move abroad. We would really, really like for them to join us because we want them to kind of have an idea of what life is here on this side of the globe. Just before I invite my guest up, I just want to share this link one more time to some people who asked me to share it to them. So if you just give me 1 minute, please. But while I'm sharing it, please share this link and tell your friends and family to join us if you can. But yeah, let's know what you got up to in the today in the comment section. Um, but yeah, please just give me a minute. I just need to share this link right away. Yes, done. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be inviting my guests. I see you all in the comment section. Thank you so much, Evalina, my sister. I love you. Thanks for joining. Tolani Signature says, hello, sis. I am watching from Niagara Falls. Thank you so much for joining. And Tolani Signatures is also wishing all the fathers happy, happy Father's Day. So let me bring on my guest.
Hi,
Hi, Lola.
hi,
How are you?
Enrique.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're
And for
welcome.
people who are just seeing you for the first time or meeting you for the first time, this is Fumilola Folari, award-winning YouTuber of the Year, Canada Vendors Awards. I think it was 2021 during
Yes,
COVID.
yeah.
Yes, and yeah, she's doing really amazingly well on her YouTube channel, giving us tips and tricks here and there, and just being the vlogger's vlogger that even us and you want to watch. So thanks for all you do, Extra Steps CEO, and keep
Thank
up
you.
the good work.
Thank you
So
so
make sure you subscribe to her channel and subscribe to mine as well. I just shared the link because some people were asking me when I was going to come live. Some people on Instagram because
Oh,
they thought this was going to happen on Instagram.
we'll come to
So
them soon,
we'll
sometime
come
soon.
back to them. We'll come back to them. Yes. So I had to just like quickly share the link to them and say, oh, this is not going to happen on Instagram
On
this time
Instagram,
around. This is going to be happening on YouTube.
YouTube.
And for some
Yeah.
reason, I feel so I shared this poster on my Facebook as well. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's not happening on Facebook Live, because it's happening on YouTube. It's almost like it's not so visible to
People,
people on Facebook. So I don't know if it's because I put the YouTube thing. I
YouTube.
don't know. Yeah, but
We'll get to YouTube. We'll get to Facebook and Instagram soon,
we'll
in
get
the
there later.
future.
But for now, we are
Let's do
on
YouTube.
YouTube. How's your day going? How's it going?
Going well.
You doing great?
Restful. It's a Sunday, so time
Yeah.
to rest.
It's a chilling, relaxing day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
relaxing. So, as the topic goes, the realities of relocation.
Relocation.
And I know that one of the reasons why we wanted to discuss this was because we always have like these conversations back
Mm-hmm.
and forth. And there was a trending video on, I think, Thursday or was it Wednesday, of Ife's Kitchen, the food
Yeah.
blogger. And it was very emotional because her best friend was relocating abroad with her family, relocating from Nigeria.
Mm.
And there were a lot of tears, a lot of emotions shown in that video. And when both of us spoke, I think on Thursday or Friday, I remember,
Wednesday.
Wednesday, and we said we were going to do this. We wanted to do it because there are so it's a typical case of reality versus expectations.
Expectation.
And
Mhm.
a lot of people see, especially people who have not moved out of their comfort zone, who have not moved out of where they were born, where they were raised, they see this. I don't know if I can call it a facade, but they
Mhm.
see relocation as the be all, the do all. It's almost like some of them, they can't sleep, they can't eat because all they want, their ultimate goal in life is to relocate to a different country, without really even understanding the realities of relocation. I remember when I moved to Canada with my family in 2019, one of the comments, the major comment that I was getting was, "Oh, but you guys were not suffering in Nigeria. Why did you
Mm-hmm.
relocate?" Or things like, "Ah, but you were doing well in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Why did you move?" Or things like, "Ah, how are you going to cope starting all over again?" There were so many comments that I was getting from, even some of my loved ones. And I would make them understand over and over. I mean, these are people that know me and I know them perfectly. These are people who knew me as a lawyer back home. They knew that I had a career on TV for over 6 years, that I worked, in the broadcasting interview as a TV host, as a producer, as a lawyer as well. And for them, it was a case of, why would you leave all of that
Yes. Yeah.
to go abroad, to go to Canada and start all over again, when you don't even know what Canada holds for you? You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the future holds for you. And the first thing that I would say to them would be, relocating is not even cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So people
Yeah.
don't really
Yeah.
understand that for you to even be able to relocate, be it as a permanent resident under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, or be it as a student where you are paying international fees to come and school abroad,
Mm-hmm.
none of that is cheap. But I think that some people just don't get it because they just want to relocate anyhow,
Oh.
any which way,
Let's just leave.
to just get a visiting visa, get stuck where they are, and start their lives. They just want to go. And I am not saying, I'm not here to advise anybody, because I'm not an immigration consultant. I'm not here to tell you this is the right way to relocate, or this
Mm-hmm.
is how you must relocate. But what we are doing here is to talk about, the realities, what life is, um,
Right.
like on this side of the world, like we are in Canada. So, Funlola, I'm going to start with you. Um, let's talk about expectations versus reality. When you were in Nigeria, you wanted to, you and your husband had planned to move to Canada, and then you guys got here. How are you expecting it to be? And what is your current reality as to, the country and all that it
Mm.
brings?
Well, in fairness, I don't have so much high expectation. I knew that relocating you would have to start from the scratch. Is that's the first thing I knew because I lived in the UK for a number of years and but I was just not too sure. You know the way it was Canada like gave us the dream, gave us so much dream. I wouldn't say I'm living that dream yet, but then I'm on the path you get. So I think I was not so much in shock, though there was the shock, but was not as it is now with some people. So I think the major issue I would say I had was the level of starting all over again. Like you are starting from the bottom rock all over again. It's like um I was a lawyer back in Nigeria, and to think that oh, for me to get license, I just thought it would just be a conversion course that you would do
Like
like
a
in
breeze,
the UK.
a breeze.
Yeah, that you just do 1 year. It took me 2 years to even sit down with the reality that I'm starting the law practice. What it takes to start my practice in Canada. I'm starting all over again. So that took me 2 years before I could go through even giving myself that knowledge of sit down, do your assessment and all of that. So I think that was a bit of the shock, but everything else seems okay. So like I tell people the first thing you need to deal with is make up your mind, is the mindset. It's not easy anywhere. Even back in Nigeria, the fact that we live well, it's not like it's easy. You still have some obstacles to cross.
Yes.
So when people say, "Ah, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?" I said, "Oh, you don't know me as much as I know myself. You don't know what, you don't know what is portraying me." But there's always a reason. So I think it's just the why we are living that keeps us alive and keeps us going. So I tell everyone, have this positive mindset. No matter how bad it gets, it will get better. But when people that send me DM, how you people coping? We heard this about Canada. I said, please don't listen to what people say. You would have your own experience, no doubt about that. But what you make out of it is what matters. So I think for me, the dream is I'm in that pathway to get the dream achieved. Canada dream. It's not so bad,
Fantastic.
so
I,
good.
I, I love that. I love how you said that. And what I always tell people is that for me, it's always about the mindset.
Hmm.
I think that if you have the positive mindset, a positive mindset, and you have the right approach
Yeah.
to relocation. The thing is, a lot of us, I will speak for myself. I had never been to Canada before I moved here. I had been to the US, I had been
Hmm.
to England, I had been to Paris, I've been to a lot of other countries, but I had never been to Canada. Up until it was time for us to move here. And I for me, I think the expectations were, I thought it would be exactly like the United States of America.
Hmm.
And, we used to go to Georgia a lot, we used to be in Atlanta a lot. So I just had that ATL thing where I thought that it would be very, very similar in terms of pretty much everything. And then I come here and I find that it's very different. Even the
Hmm.
houses are smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that the houses would be like the typical American, like
American houses.
houses where even a two bed is like huge.
Hmm.
There's a lot of space, living the sitting room, a lot of living areas. But I found that a lot of houses here are not like big, so big.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, some of them look big from the outside.
Outside.
I don't know if they have like a lot of padding on the houses, maybe because of the weather. Maybe the houses are like really, really padded.
Really
I don't know.
crowded.
I found the houses smaller. So
Hmm.
for me, I see it more as a blend between like the UK and
And
the US. So
US.
it's
Yeah.
like kind of in between. And for me, the driving tests, coming from a country where
Mhm.
I never, took a driving test. It's like you know how to drive, you go get your
Yeah.
license, and all of that. So all of that is like was for me was very shocking, even though I had done my research, what videos
Yeah.
on YouTube and all of that. But the driving test where you have to keep moving your neck, like
Hmm.
right, left, right, for me was like, okay, we're gonna
What's
do
happening
this.
here?
We're gonna keep doing this. So that for me. And then I think also driving, and then the left turn, when
Yeah.
you turn left. For me, what I remember back driving in Nigeria was if I'm driving and I get to the traffic lights and I want to
Yeah.
turn left and it turns green for me, I just turn left. I
Yeah.
don't look to see if there's any
And it's
oncoming car,
oncoming vehicle.
vehicle. But here it's like if the arrow is not the
The
green
green.
arrow for you to
Hmm.
turn left is not on,
You
you
can't
don't have
go.
the right of way. So
Yeah.
you have to wait for the
Oncoming
oncoming traffic
traffic.
to
Yeah.
clear before you can turn left. So even me mentally, every time I'm driving and I get to a traffic light and I want to turn left, I'm telling myself, stop,
Stop.
stop,
Stop.
let them go, stop. So sometimes it's even easier when you don't know certain things than for you to unlearn
Hmm.
those
Yeah.
things that you already know.
No.
So for people who are coming here when you want to drive, make sure you really, 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 read all you can,
You
watch as
can.
many videos as you can, just to be sure that you're doing the right thing when you go for your test, because you don't want to keep doing it over and over and over
Yeah.
again. Because you find people who they've been driving for 10, 15 years
And
from
they get to Canada and
they
they
get here
fail
and they
like two,
fail.
three times.
Yeah, they keep failing the driving test. It's because it's really hard to unlearn those things that
Hmm.
you've known from ever since.
Yeah.
But while we're just here, let's acknowledge our viewers. Some people who just joined us, thank you so much for joining. I already acknowledged my big sis Tope, Evalina, Tolani Signatures, Fumi Ayowale, the Soul Coach, Niela, Obijaku, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And as we mentioned earlier on, if you have friends and family who are abroad, please share this link with them so that they can also join the conversations, just so that they understand um, the realities of relocation. Let's quickly go to the emotional side of things, because I think that this is a part where people don't really talk about
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to relocation. People don't really understand how emotional it is for you who is traveling, and even for your family who you're leaving behind. Some people travel abroad and some of them don't go home in 15 years. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen videos of people who they haven't been to Nigeria in like 20 years or 15, and then they go back home, and it's so emotional because some people who they left back home, they're just not going to see
And
them
no
anymore.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're no more. So let's talk about the emotional trauma, because the video that we watched, it was really emotional.
Emotional.
That's the video of Ife's kitchen. Oh, I see. Funlola on Ifilo. That's my bro. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Father's Day to you. I see him. He's like, Arix, I'm here too. Thank you. I just saw your comments.
Thank
Please, if
you.
you're watching, leave a comment in the comment section so that we can acknowledge you and see you and know that you're here. And if you want to join the conversation, please just leave comments in the comment section and let us know what your thoughts are about the realities of relocation. Our people in Nigeria will say jackpa.
Yeah.
So the jackpa reality is, because a lot of people want to jackpa, but they don't really understand what it really entails. Some people get to where they're going, especially those who relocated to the UK. I
Mm-hmm.
see lots of videos where people are doing videos. Some people are complaining, some people are very happy to be where they are doing
Yeah.
whatever it is that they're doing. But whatever it is that you're go whatever what if you want to relocate, always remember your why.
Yeah.
Always remember, if you don't have a strong why, a
Living.
strong reason, if you don't know why you're relocating, or you simply want to relocate because all your friends have relocated or all your friends are relocating, you need to really sit down and think about the
Mm.
reason why you want to go. And it could be for the flimsiest reason,
Living.
but just make sure that you have a reason and you're
Living.
not
Yeah.
the bandwagon. You're
Living.
not just moving abroad or moving to wherever simply because everybody around you is relocating. Some people really like, for me, and I say it all the time, the major reason why I'm here is because I wanted my kids to come and school abroad, and I couldn't send them by themselves. That's that's the number one reason. So if I had a list and they said, write all the reasons, that's number one. That's going to be the first one. And of course, there's some other reasons. And Nigeria is a beautiful country. It's a blessed
Yeah.
country. Africa is the blessed continent. I love Nigeria. I love, the whole continent of Africa. However, I feel like at some point in one's life, it's good to move outside of your comfort
Mm-hmm.
zone. It's good to move somewhere else. It could be for your education, it could be for work, whatever it is,
Work.
because it opens your eyes and
Yeah.
it gives you a global perspective as to life. And even if you plan to go back to, your country, you go back home, by the time you go back home, you would have built even more relationships. You would have built some solid friendships, and you would have also built some global contacts where you can always leverage on them in whatever it is that you are doing. Um, Hey, Canada vendors, we see you. She says, Happy
Oh,
weekend, everyone. And she also says, Happy Father's Day. Thank you so much, Miriam. We spoke about Miriam earlier on. Well, we spoke about her award that she
yeah.
gave, that the Canada vendors team presented to Fumilola Folari, the YouTuber of the Year. I'm coming for that award. I'm going to work on my channel.
You
I'm
have
coming
to.
to
You have
snatch
to.
that award. You know the way Chef Dami wanted to snatch the
You would have assist.
University's crown. I'm coming for that crown. Canada vendors, get ready.
Mhm.
I'm going to win YouTube of the year. I'm going to work on my channel. Yeah.
It's all
But
yours.
I'm really, I'm solidly working. But yeah, let's quickly go to there's something. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the
Emotion. It's a lot.
emotional
It's a
part
lot
that
of
people don't
emotions.
really talk about. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's really downplayed, especially on social media.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it.
Then aside from that, coming from our community, when you go online and you start talking about it, be ready for the showdown because they will come
Backlash.
at you like, why
Yes.
you there? Why you complaining? Come back to
Give me
Nigeria.
your
Let us
space. I
go.
want
Yeah.
your space.
Let us go. But some of us talk about it just so that not because we want to discourage people, because the more the merrier,
Of
but
course.
just because we want them to be mentally prepared, be
Of
ready.
course.
You I still spoke to some people today. They've been in Canada for 3 months and they do not, they are yet to get jobs. Like it's not like they have survivor jobs, or they don't have jobs at all. So emotionally they are down. I had to tell them, see, you would get this job and you'll be so tired one day you would not feel like working again. So these
Yes.
are the parts of the emotions that we go through as new immigrants settling into a strange land that we do not talk so much about, because people just believe once you're in Canada, once you're in the UK, oh, there are jobs everywhere. But
Yes.
no, you don't get to see them everywhere.
Some
You
people are
know,
lucky, they even get their jobs before they come.
yeah,
But those are one-offs. Not
yeah.
everybody is that
Yeah,
lucky.
so if you go
Everybody.
online and you start saying, "Oh, I'm jobless. I've been in Canada, no job," they'll be like, "Come back home.
Come
Let
back
me
here.
take your
Let me
place."
replace you.
But we get to talk about this just so that people are prepared mentally. We would. I'm not saying because it happened to me, it will definitely happen to you. But it's just a way to get you ready, because sometimes you even need someone to talk to, but the person is busy doing a job. You're not able to speak with her. So what do you do?
That's
Yeah, so
true.
these are part of the emotions, and the major emotion is the loved ones you leave back at home. It is not 100% guaranteed that you get to see yourself anytime. So, like the last when I left Nigeria, I didn't know that was the last time I was going to see my mom or my elder brother. But now
Mm,
there are no more. You get, so these are part of the emotions that comes to play when we talk about relocating or when we are new immigrants. But
that's true.
it's just for us, and I tell people the way out of this is have a very strong community. You need a very strong community around you, otherwise when all chips are down, who do you call, who do you speak to, what happens to you mentally, where are you? So have a good community. Like we are here today because on Wednesday I was just not having anything. I was like, Lady Eric, I'm in trouble. I got my exam. I am not sure. But you give me that word. I was like, okay, thank you. And next thing I call Miriam, I said, Miriam, help me. How do you
Yeah,
feel?
because you said you're going to call Miriam immediately.
You can imagine, as in you, that was, I just need the reassurance from two of you that day, and I just slept off. So
And imagine having nobody to talk to, nobody to call.
you can imagine what my headspace would be like, because of course it's not everybody that knows. People just like, is it not just to write the exam? But there's more to writing that exam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell people, be mentally okay. Have a good community. Don't have people that you cannot speak to. There are sometimes you just want to bear out your mind because without any condemnation, no
Yes.
judge zone. And I tell people this always. That is what you need. Oh, emotionally be strong. You need it. You need it. And when I watched that Ify's video, like the thoughts in my mind was like, you don't know if you will get to see these people again. But then we have to move. We really have to.
You're very right. You're so, so right. And, I love that you also mentioned the community because some people move abroad. Like when I was coming here, I had a few friends who, some of them some of them, because they knew people who had had bad experiences mingling with Nigerians
Yes.
abroad in the US, especially, they kept saying, oh, when you go to Canada, try to be away from Nigerians.
Mhm.
Oh, try not to be where, a lot of Nigerians are. And I found it very irritating because I am Nigerian. And if I am going somewhere, I would love to see fellow Nigerians. Why
Mhm.
would I not want to see Nigerians? And I think it's also about knowing how to, set your boundaries.
Yes.
Nobody's going to come and knock at my door if I don't invite you to my house. I'm just not going to open I won't even be around because like I'm like boom, boom, boom. I'm doing something, or I'm planning something, or I'm writing. If I'm writing and
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you, I'm not going to leave what I'm writing to open the door to be gisting with somebody. I don't have that kind of time. So I think that people, I like the community that you mentioned, and I think that people should also stop being afraid of
Yeah.
even their own community. I go to a Nigerian church here. I go to a Redeemed church, and I love my church. Nobody is going to just walk into your house. Nobody is going to want to be familiar, overly familiar. Everybody, there's respect, there's mutual respect.
Yeah.
And if you look at other communities here, look at the Indians, look at the Chinese. I used to live in Richmond Hill before we moved to Hamilton. And we used to go to Markham a lot. And then even there's a part of Richmond Hill that has a lot of Chinese people. And even
Chinese people.
Hampton, they have some Indians. Their community is like this, very, very close knit, where they are together.
Mm-hmm.
They are so together. And a lot of them who are close and they've built that community relationship, even though they're so far away from home,
There's
they're not
still
going
that
to feel like they're so
connection.
far away from home because they have their people around them. And the thing is, come to Canada or England, go wherever you want to go, but still remember your roots, still
Yeah.
remember where you're coming from, and do not talk about your people in a derogatory manner,
Mm.
because we are Nigerians, and the more we lift ourselves, lift our culture, say good things about fellow Nigerians, the more other people, non-Nigerians, are going to see us and be like, oh wow, the Nigerians are actually very cool. But if all you do is slander, say bad things about Nigerians, say, please, oh me, I don't roll with Nigerians, or me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Nigerians, I don't I don't do Niger things. You hear some people saying that, and I look at them and I'm thinking to myself, huh, really? Ah, ah, okay, now where are you from? Are you not from Nigeria? Were you not born?
Nigeria.
But then you come to Canada, and then some people change their names. I don't have a problem with you changing your name. If you're, yeah, some people change their names. Some people take out all of their Nigerian qualifications from LinkedIn. Somebody did a post about it. I read it some months ago where the guy said, why are some Nigerians moving abroad and taking away all of their Nigerian credentials? And then there was this argument, like people were actually arguing in the comment section. People were like, oh, well, it could be for certain reasons, it could be for this, it could be that. But for me, I'm so, like, I am proudly Nigerian. Everywhere I go, I am so happy. In fact, if I see a Nigerian somewhere, I'm just so happy. Like that positive energy just comes when
Mm-hmm.
I see my own people. So I don't know why some people just don't want to. I guess some people have had bad experiences and they just believe maybe everybody is a certain way. But if you're one of those people, I would say just try to open your mind and build relationships. As Funlola said, community. There's nothing as great as having that community support,
Yeah.
having that time, having those people that you can call at every point in time and be like, yo, I am not even in a good mood. This
Yeah.
is what's going on, blah blah blah. Miriam and I, we talk all the time. Sometimes we can talk for 2 hours. Sometimes, like, just talk about anything.
Everything. Yeah.
And it's so therapeutic because after you finish talking, if you ever had something you were thinking of, you're already tired, you just
Miss you. Yes.
you just sleep off, or you would feel uplifted, you'll be motivated. So I like that you mentioned that, but I also want to quickly read some of these comments. Jackba is,
And one thing is, every community they have their flaws. They
yes,
just don't. Maybe because we are not there, we don't see them talk so much about it. But the way they
yes,
go, with Nigerians go about it, like it's only Nigeria. I said no. It is all. We all have our peculiarities as
yes.
persons, as a country, as a community. But the way I don't want to have anything to do with Nigeria. Okay, okay. When push comes to shove, who will you relate with?
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I still don't get it. I still don't understand. But yeah, let's talk about finances. Let's talk about being on this side of the world and having to. You see, okay. So before I came here, I used to go on Naira Land. I used to go on a lot of on some Facebook group chats, And I would see some people saying, oh, maybe my brother is in Canada and he's telling me not to come because all they do is pay bills. Or
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing people say things like, oh, I have friends who are in the US and they're saying, oh, don't come because you're just going to be paying bills. Like people just have different things that they churn out, especially
Mm-hmm.
to their loved ones who want to relocate. And I still don't understand why people
Do that.
discourage other people from relocating. You that you're abroad and you're telling somebody, oh, all we do is pay bills here. Don't come to
Bills.
this place. We're suffering. Okay, you to go back to where you're coming from. Go back to Nigeria. Go back to Ghana. Go back to your country of birth. But no,
Yeah.
they will not leave. And
Mm-hmm.
you also don't know if somebody else is going to come. Look at how we're talking about jobs. You said you have some people who they've not found jobs in 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months,
Yes, you
four
have some
months.
people who from Nigeria, boom,
They get
they
their
already
job.
get some good jobs. So everyone's luck is different and everyone's path is very, very different. For people who are here, don't discourage your family members from relocating.
Coming.
Just give them your own reality. Be
Yeah.
honest, be open, and let them know that this is what is going on with you. Maybe you are not in the, you don't have the type of job that you would love to have, and you're still
Mm-hmm.
looking for a better job.
Yeah.
You have to be 100% honest to say, look, in Nigeria, I was an engineer, but here I am maybe a customer service
Service.
advisor, and I'm still doing courses
Yeah.
to become an engineer here in Canada to become licensed. And when I do, I know that I'm going to have a better job. So that you explain in detail as to why maybe your finances are not the way you want it to be,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that it's just temporary. Like you're on your way to where you're going to. It's not final. Like you're not in your final destination. But I just want to quickly read out some comments. Funlola Philo Oli says, good vibes, thank you. Canada vendor says we are ready. Fumi Ayoli says the reality is staggering. Let's be
Yeah.
mentally
Mm.
prepared ahead of time. Do
Yes.
your research. I love that. And that's one of the things that I did. I spent a lot of time doing my research because you cannot just pack your bags and go.
Yes.
You have to do your research. You have to be very sure as to the move that you're making.
Yeah.
Tolani's signature says 100% agreed. Strong community goes a long way. Definitely
It
it
does. It
does.
does.
And Canada vendors, Miriam says there are good and bad people. It has nothing.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. And she says every nationality has their flaws.
Their
Very,
flaws. Thank you.
very, very true. Very true. So it's not peculiar to Nigerians or, wherever it is that you are from, for people who are watching, that are running away from their communities. Every community has, good and bad people. Talani signature says, yep, true at Canada vendors. Ungoli Akputa says, so true. Every community has a flaw, but we need to learn to overlook
The
and
look and
grow
whoa
and
and
be
bless.
established far
Exactly.
away from our roots. I love that. And it's
It.
true. You need to rise above whatever it is. Sister Timmy Topper says, preach it, girl. Some of us
No
are proud
problem.
and we should. She's such a cultural ambassador. Oh my goodness. I love her. She's such an ambassador for the culture. And, that's what we're talking about. You cannot be so far away from home and just lose your identity, lose your culture,
Mhm.
and just want to abandon all of those things that you've grown up with. Canada vendor says, Lady Arike, remember when, oh yeah, when the Premier Doug Ford complimented us on our Ankara dresses at the Ontario Parliament. We attended this event as Nigerians. Very, very true. We attended the Black History Month, I think the Black Caucus, the MP Black Caucus event at Queen's Park, and we met Premier Doug Ford. And the first thing he said, and Miriam and I both wore like these Ankara outfits, and the first thing he said to us was, oh, you ladies
The video is
stand
there.
out. Your outfits are really, really nice. And he was so happy to even talk to us. And that was why I presented my books to him. So it's true. We really stood out there. Like everyone was looking at us, and people wanted to even take pictures with us simply because of our Africanism, how we looked. Like we went there and we repped our culture. Um, Ungoli Akuta says, each time I speak with Miriam, I get some motivation. I love that. And it's true. Miriam is so inspiring. And Miriam Canada Vendor says, I love my identity. Research is key. Also come with transferable skills. I
Skills.
love that because I was
Yeah.
also going to speak. Part of the things that I wrote down here was also like people moving abroad. And I think this is the last thing that we're going to say before we close, because if we're going to, I have like 10 things written out, but we can't do all of them in one session. So speaking to what Miriam said about also come with transferable soft skills. You see, the thing is, the culture here is very different from back home. And
Mm-hmm.
I will speak to Nigeria because that's where I lived before I came here. And there's some soft skills that you develop over time, and you
Yeah.
don't even think that you're going to do much with it, because back home it's a case of, this is the work, do the work, this is the work, do the work. You're added more tasks, more roles. And when you come here, it's a struggle. Like me, at a point in time, I felt like I was being torn in different parts, because if I sent my resume to a recruiter, it was hard for them to believe that I had done all of those things that I said I did,
Good.
because I've done so many different things in my life, and I've worked in so many sectors doing different things. So it's almost, and then having like a job, like if working somewhere and having to do like six different things. You're the one writing the script, you're the one
Mm-hmm.
producing, you're the one doing this one, you're the one hosting, you're the one in charge of the guests, you're the one doing the research. It's almost like, yo, hey, how can you do all of that? So some of those transferable soft skills that you have, that you develop them along the way, that you don't even see that they're going to do much for you. You come to a country like this and you find that those soft skills that you even overlooked, they are the
They're
things
useful.
the employer actually even wants
Yeah.
from you. They're very useful. And for people who are thinking of relocating, I'll say just build yourself up as much as you can. Build yourself up as much as you can. Come here equipped.
Yes.
And also, people should come here with an open mind and ready to learn.
Yeah.
Ready to also unlearn some of those things
Something
that you're coming with.
you learn
Because
and learn and learn again.
and learn again. Because in the professional environment here, it is so different from back home.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares how old you are. Nobody's going to call you
No,
auntie.
no.
Nobody's going to call you Mrs. Everybody's going to call you Miss. So you have to even throw that respect thing away, because we have some people back, in Nigeria, where they carry that respect thing on their heads, where if you address them, like I've gone into an office where they were calling the boss auntie something in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, and I'm like, huh, okay, this how you guys roll here? No worries. Some people want that thing where they are being called auntie, or they are being called miss, or they are being called Mrs.
Mr. Mm-hmm.
But here, or Mr., but here it's like a lot of people don't really care about that. They call you by your first name, and that's on period.
That's true.
You can't say nothing. You can't do nothing. Your manager might even be 15 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Are you going to go tell your manager, I'm older than you? You're not my mate. Don't talk
Mm-hmm.
to me like that. Nah. So you really have to unlearn things that you came into this country with. Olayinka Egbu Chiri, we see you. And yeah, Lola, do you want to say something
Yeah.
about?
Then talking about the job environment as
Yes.
well. As much as we can, we should also interact with people outside of our tribe. I tell people that so many times, like, oh, there are no Nigerians where I work. There are no. I said, no, you have to interact with people that are not your tribe. This is how you get to learn. This is how you get to hear about some information that would just have passed above your head. So I tell people this: be prepared as they are coming or as you are landing that job. You are not just working with Nigerians. You are not just working with people that you are familiar with. Get familiar with getting familiar with strangers because you don't know who might be that ladder for you to climb up or just and something about work environment is you just need that information. You never get satisfied with a position, you want more.
Yes,
And if you
definitely.
do not relate, if you are just uptight, they would be like, oh, like now, let me use myself as an example. I interviewed for a new role, like I got a new job and there was a new opening. And do you know the feedback they gave me was I do not interact so much on Teams. I was like,
Huh?
how do I, like if you say something, maybe oh I'm stuck, I'm trying to help out a customer, I need help, and you have like three people helping already. Do I have to put that? Should I put my own there? As in, that was a great lesson for me. So
Wow.
anytime they chat, even if I don't, oh, awesome, great, I am here, recognition. It's like that's this is my second job here in Canada. I've been in Canada for 4 years. So if it took me the fourth year for me to realize that this is important, because normally I won't just talk on the things like "Ah, I'm working from home now. I
And then
don't.
if you don't have anything to say, you might feel like, why do I need to
But when
jump?
they now gave me that feedback, I was like, okay,
I will be
okay,
talking.
learning something, learning something. Then also about job, I know so many people say, oh, I don't want a customer service role. I don't want this. I don't want that. But you never can tell this customer service role. Like if I had started my law exams immediately I landed in Canada, I would be miserable because at some point I would not know because in Nigeria we have general practice, but
Yes.
here in Canada you have to be specialized. I would not know what law specialty to go for. I would just know I did my NCA, I did
And
my
that's it.
articling, I've
Yeah.
been called to Canadian bar, and I would be lost. I wouldn't know
Lost.
the next thing. But
Hmm.
because I've done 3 years of fraud investigation and detection, I now kind of have a career path for myself and
Yes.
even as a lawyer in Canada. So I tell people when they say, "Oh, I don't want to be a customer service," I said, "See, I'm not saying as I'm in Canada now. This is the fourth year. I would still. I told my cousin I'm still doing survival jobs. Like for 4 years, it's still survival job. I said yes because it has somehow carved out a career path for me.
For
So
you.
I have no regret. So I tell people whatever job you find to do, even if it does not align with what you think you are here for, take it up, do it, start it. It can like give you that progression that you need. And you never can tell. It's just a line of it. It's just a line that will just give you that light bulb moment. Oh yes, this is what I want to do. This is what, and you know the way it is in Canada they will give you that job specification. You look like one manager, like one director, like kiniko analyst, kiniko critical thinking.
Yes.
And by the time you are through, you now see that this is a career you can build on. So I tell people this: just be open minded, have that positive mindset, and do not let anybody discourage you with bills. The bills they talk about are the normal bills. We pay NEPA bills in Nigeria.
Exactly.
And
You buy diesel in your generator in
if you are
Nigeria.
scared of parking, don't go with your car. Bus it. You don't have to pay parking. There are some bills that you don't even have to pay that it doesn't
You
even
don't even have to get a car immediately you come to
yeah.
Canada. We didn't buy a car until maybe like a year after we had moved
That
here,
is
almost
it.
a year after,
So don't
because
get scared of bills. Cut your minimize your spending.
yes,
My own strategy is every month. I mean, no, payday is bi-weekly. There is $100 I keep somewhere for when I want to splurge, for when I want to. So by the time I have like $500 out of my bi-weekly removal, and
yes.
I just enter Hudson and I spend. So you just have to apply wisdom. The,
Yeah,
the
yeah, you're
bills
happy
that
spending your money.
we say bills. It's just because we are not used to regular rental payments, regular parking.
Yep.
But if you can plan yourself, man, you have no regrets.
You have no regrets. And also, I want to just quickly add two things. One is, if you're working, get involved,
Mm-hmm.
volunteer,
Yeah.
get involved. Like at work, I am involved. I'm in a committee, I'm on the DEI committee. We plan events, we do all of those things. Get involved with something. There would be something that you're interested in that your
Mm-hmm.
office is doing. Get involved. Because when you get involved, it opens you up to more people in the office, and
Opportunities.
then you're also able to connect with a diverse set of colleagues, people from different parts of the world, and you would learn about their culture, same way you're also teaching them about your own
Mhm.
culture. So
Yeah.
it's very important. Don't just be collecting your paycheck like, let me just
Nobody knows you.
no, I don't want them to know me. I don't want them to say I'm loud. I don't want them to say just be yourself. Get involved, let them know you, speak, let them hear your voice.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And then the second thing, oh my God, leave. Leave.
Siderike, are you not tired of people telling you Canada is boring?
People tell me, oh, Canada is boring. How come you want
How?
places to go? I am, and I'm not joking, like no cap. Even during winter, people invite me to events every weekend. And Miriam can attest to that because Miriam, too, I'm sure every weekend, Miriam is invited to like 10 events as
It's,
CEO of Canada Vendors. People invite us. We don't go, I don't go for all the events, and neither does
Mhm.
Miriam. But trust me, in Canada, in this Ontario, the GTA, or better still, the GTHA, the Greater Toronto Hamilton area,
Hamilton area.
uh-huh. There's so many events. Like you have to just, of course, you don't want your face to be everywhere. So you're
Everywhere.
going to choose where. In fact, I said it recently. I said I'm going to start charging to attend events. I'm sorry.
Appearance fee.
Appearance fee, yes. Because some of these people they don't know me, but they're like, please, want you to come. What am I coming for? Some of them they want you to MC, they don't want to pay you, or they can't afford to pay you, but they still want you to attend their
Mhm.
events. So Miriam said she's the mayor of events. Like there are so many events.
Yeah.
And that's why I said leave. Learn
Yeah.
to leave.
Yeah.
Leave, leave, leave.
Leave. It's
Because
important.
if you do not make a conscious effort, like you need to wake up one day and be like, yo, and that day might be today.
Yeah.
Because whenever you wake up is your
It's
morning.
your morning.
You need to wake up and be like, you see, I didn't come here to suffer. I didn't come
Yeah.
here to just be paying bills.
Bills.
I didn't come here to complain because some people, you don't even want to talk to them on the phone because the minute they call you, they are here to complain. I'm tired of this country. No, no, these are the bills. Mm-mm. Leave, leave, enjoy your life. Look at how you
Mm.
said you keep money aside. If you want to buy
Yeah.
something, you buy it, and you're buying it with your full chest. You're happy spending the money that you're working for. Some people are not leaving because they are constantly working.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're working, you're in school. A lot of us are doing things. Some of us are working, some of us are also doing courses, doing exams
Yeah.
on the side. But the truth is, I do not joke with my own me time. I enjoy my life to the fullest because life is for the living. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't enjoy yourself, don't enjoy your life, you're going to wake up one day and find that you've been in this country for 10 years and all you have done is
Read.
work, 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 work. So you need to take out time to enjoy your life. And that me saying leave does not mean show up at every event.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you going to the spa. It could be you doing what you like to do. It could be horse riding. Find out, are there stables around? Is there somewhere I can go and ride?
Yeah.
But you need to enjoy yourself. If you need to go on a vacation, go on a vacation,
Please
come
do.
back refreshed, come and relax, go and relax, come back again,
Yeah.
continue to hustle. And then you press the pause button again after a while. You go, you chill, you do what you need to do, and come back.
And come back.
Think that a lot of people don't understand that because people see me and they're like, even at events, some people are like, Lady Erica, how do you do it? Yeah, I'm like, and the truth is, I don't even see myself that I really go out because I'm very
Mm-hmm.
mindful of where I go to. I choose the places I go to. Of course, if Miriam is having something, I'll go. And then some other places that I'm going to go to. But I don't go out all the time. In fact, a lot of weekends I'm in my house. But I do the things that I enjoy doing,
Yes.
fun doing it. And
Yes.
people need to really, really take that, take that advice and start to do it.
Yes.
Because if you don't,
Then
yeah,
then the type of
yeah,
fun we know back in Nigeria is different from what is
from
happening here.
here,
It's just best for us to integrate. Like I go normally in Nigeria, I will not go to disco. I don't even know how to dance. So places like that, you won't catch me. But I have one elderly friend here. She's old enough to be my mom. She's Jamaican. She calls me up. "Fulana, there's something happening in downtown Kitchener. I have a ticket for you. I'll go." I'll just like, so this is how they do it. And just see me dancing, doing this. I'll pull my husband along, like, you shall know everywhere in this kitchen. And so when I tell people that it's not boring, no, it's just that their own type of fun is different from what we know. So it's best for you to just integrate and just enjoy. Before going, my husband will be like, I'm not interested. But when he gets there, he doesn't want to leave.
you have
Like,
fun.
oh,
Yes,
yeah. So it's their own type of fun is different. And since we've said we are in Canada, let us have the fun the way they do it and come
exactly.
back home and sleep. For that moment, you just forget about any trouble, anything that is happening in your life. Like, I'm there, I'm coming. Give me some minutes. So Canada is fun, really. It's fun.
It
Our
is.
environment. If
I
you
love
go
it.
around Kitchener, if you go around Almaton, there are so many interesting
So many events, so
sites.
many festivals, and
Mm-hmm.
people should also learn to find out what's going on in the community. You can even go on
Yes.
Eventbrite. You can follow like your city, follow the handle of your city. Like I follow the
Yes.
city of Hamilton. If they're doing
Mm-hmm.
anything, I see it. If I want to go, I
Okay.
would, sign up or just show up for whatever it is that I want to go for. So people should don't wait for Lady Arike to tell you, this is the event that is happening.
You
Or
know,
that steps you to say, this is what's happening. Or for Canada vendors to say, this is what's happening. You too, do your research. Go online, check around you and see what's going on. There's always something
there's always
happening.
something.
Even
The
during
way
yeah,
we say
winter.
winter blues, all tucked up under my duvet in winter. No, there are activities. I said, show. Hmm.
You can go
Yes.
ice skating. There's so much to do. Canada vendor says we are hosting the Prime Minister of Canada next month.
Oh
Chat
wow.
with me for an invite, you see. So follow at Canada Vendors on Instagram.
She's indeed the mayor of events.
It's the mayor of events. Reach out to Miriam. You want an invite? You want to meet the Prime Minister of Canada? Reach out to Miriam and you could be invited to the event. Fumi Ayowale says, yes, you yes, you Canada vendors at the mayor of events. That was
She
no no competition for
like
Miriam. Miriam says you only live once, YOLO, live and breathe. Ungoli Akuta says you need to enjoy yourself for your mental stability.
yes.
And yeah, very important because you see, you can't. I don't even like people who keep complaining. Oh, I don't have anywhere to go. You're not even trying to find where to
Something
go.
to do. You
You don't even know what interests you. What do you even like in the
like
first place before you
hmm,
now say, okay, well, let me look for the things that I like.
that's
So people
true.
should also learn to do a self check. Look at the things you like. You might not like going out to events. You might not even like seeing people. You might
Yeah.
just want to get enrolled in like a gym or
Swimming,
a family center. Like we recently joined the Y here in Hamilton, the YMCA Family
YMCA.
Recreation Center, and it is so nice. Like you can go and swim. There's so much
Yeah.
to do there. So there are so many things that people can actually do to just get the stress off.
Yeah.
Um, Miriam says it's gone. Support no competition. Miriam, no competition, girl. So, and when you also follow pages that give information, if you
Mm-hmm.
follow those pages, you get all the information. You don't need to wait for anybody to tell you, oh, this is what's happening. And then just show up, just go. You don't need to go with anybody. There's some events. The
No.
most recent event that I went for when they invited President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf,
Mhm.
the first female president in Africa, former president of Liberia. I went there and my friend told me about it. My friend that lives in Hamilton. I registered for the event and I attended. I went there alone. And I
Okay.
saw my friend there. Yeah. So people should just get yourself up and go. If you want to go somewhere, just go. Just show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Show up. That's it.
Walk around the park,
Walk around the
just
park.
look
There's
around you. There's much more.
yeah, if there's a beach around you, go to the beach, enjoy yourself. And just before we leave, Miriam says most people don't know there are recreational
Educational
programs
programs.
offered by the city of abode for free. Exactly.
Free.
So you need to also tap into that. I know a lot of people who rush to register for like swimming for their kids in some of these centers because
There
they
are
want to,
a
yeah,
lot. That's
so
why I
there's
put it on my Instagram page, like do this, do that. Don't and
don't wait.
another thing I tell people is don't let people's reality be your story.
Yes,
That's their story to share. Don't say because Fumilola said this is the way it is done in Canada. No, just be open-minded. That is my story that I've shared. Don't make it your own reality. Discover for yourself.
exactly. 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 I love that. Thank you so much. We've been here for one
Thank
hour and
you.
our time is gone. We need to go. This was supposed to be from 4 to 5 and it's 5:03. Thank you so much, Lola. Extra Step CEO. We
It's a
still have
pleasure.
a lot to talk about, but for today, I think that's it. We gotta go.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining.
guys, for joining us. We appreciate all of you that joined us. Thank you so, so much. I wish I could say I would be here again next week, Sunday. I'm not going to say that because I know that I am not probably not going to be here. But yeah, during the week, I would show up. I would do some short videos.
And we'll come on Instagram or Facebook soon.
Yes, we'll come on Instagram or Facebook soon because a lot of people thought this was going to happen on Instagram. And I said, nope, this is for YouTube. And yeah, Facebook, my algorithms not too good because maybe because I'm sharing the YouTube link. But yeah, anyway, everybody will be all right. Last,
And we move.
we move. And if you're not subscribed to any of our channels, please subscribe to our both channels and yeah, it's been fun. It's been great. If you joined us halfway, you can watch the video again. It's going to be on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, so you can always go back and see what you missed. And as we mentioned, if you have friends, family, they want to relocate for school for whatever reason it is, just be very honest with them
Yeah.
instead of discouraging them or saying, "Oh, don't do this or don't do that." Just be honest with them as to your own realities
Mm-hmm.
and let them make up their minds if they want to actually relocate. Some people want to relocate for 2 years and go back home, 3 years.
Yeah.
Some want to get a master's, some want to get a PhD. Let people make up their minds as to what
Nice.
they want to do and don't influence them based on your own realities. Thanks for
Absolutely.
anything else to add, or we should just call
No,
it
it's
a
just
day.
that, like the way you said it, that people like another trend now is why are people leaving Canada? People are not leaving Canada. Don't leave the lie. We all have different plans for relocating. People have long term goals, short term goals. So just leave your own and be good.
Very, very important.
Thank you for
Very, very.
joining. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so wait, Tolani's signature says, Lady Arix, what is your guest name on YouTube? She's at Extra Steps
See
CEO. That's
you.
our YouTube channel. So please look for Extra Steps CEO. I wanted us to go live on YouTube, like directly on YouTube. You
You
know how
too.
it has that maybe after this we can just go live for like a minute. I've never done it before. I want to see what it looks like.
You just okay. You just go
Have
to
you
the.
done it before?
Yes, I am.
It does it have
But
this?
you cannot invite people. That's why you need. You can't if you go live on your YouTube channel directly. You
I can
can't
invite
invite
you.
me. No,
Yes.
really.
Yes, there's a new
Oh, maybe
feature.
that's a new one. Oh,
That's
that's
what I was
that's
telling
nice.
you. There's a new feature. So we'll
Oh,
try it after.
oh
So you can
yeah.
invite a creator. I think if the person has over 1,000,
Oh,
um, yes,
that's
yes,
awesome.
and we both have over 1,000 subscribers. So I think we can both. So we can. We can try it. I just want to see the view, even if it's for like 1 minute, like after
Yes,
we
you could.
drop off.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Studio 13th says awesome. Thank you. Niela Obijaku says enjoyed this session. Extra Steps CEO. Okay, she's giving
Hey,
Tola
Niela, thank you.
your handle. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great Sunday. and have a great week ahead. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. You all rock. You all are amazing. And yeah, thanks everyone.
Bye.